We're going to a potluck tomorrow afternoon with some folks that we swim with. And so I'm going to use this as an opportunity to make another Jello dish from a century of Mormon cookery. You probably know Jello is really closely associated with Utah. Green Jello is the joke, but Jello of all colors is consumed, I think, at the highest rate in the nation. I don't know if that's still true. But anyway, today I'm getting started. It's Orange Dream Dessert. Orange isn't my favorite flavor, but I think once you add a bunch of creaminess with it and you get close to orange sickle territory, I like it a lot more. So today we're putting together the base, and then tomorrow before we head out to the potluck, I will put on a creamy pudding topping. The first ingredient in the topping of it is Dream Whip, and I don't know if I've ever used that, or it says you can use whipping cream. Now generally I would just go straight to whipping cream, but I'm feeling like going old school and kind of 70s, so I'm gonna try Dream Whip, for better or worse. But that's for tomorrow. Today we start with a large package of orange Jello. Now, 2 cups of hot water. Oh, that is so fun to me. It's the same with Kool-Aid. You put the water in and the color completely changes. It's the simple pleasures in life. So dissolve the orange Jello. We didn't have much Jello in my house growing up. As I think about it. I mean, it was around and it was at gatherings, but my mom didn't make it very often. Once in a while we'd have Kool-Aid, but that was also very rare. We were a bit of a health food house, which might go a long way to explaining my prodigious sweet tooth. Okay, that is dissolved. Now, it is calling for mandarin oranges and crushed pineapple, but the thing that surprised me is you're to add it with the juices. You don't drain it. So this seems like I'm curious how it's going to set up. But we need 22 ounces of mandarins. So that's 2 of these small cans. And then 13 ounces of crushed pineapple. And all I had access to is a 22-ounce can, so I'm just going to eyeball it. And again, don't drain it. Okay, that's probably about right. Now, it just says pour it in a large rectangular shallow baking dish. I need more directions than that. I'm gonna put it in a casserole. I just don't know which one, so I don't know. Okay, this is what I've got to work with. I think I'm gonna go for the bigger one here, especially since I have topping. See how gracefully I can pour. Okay, good choice. Well, that was pretty basic. I will put it in the fridge overnight and do the topping in the morning. Okay, see you tomorrow. It's Orange Dream Jello Dessert Day 2, so time to make the topping. I've also had some time to think about the logistics of this. It's gonna go to a potluck. If I put a cream topping on top of my dish of Jello, it's just gonna get stuck to the plastic wrap. So I'm wondering if I should cut the Jello up and do it like a parfait. I don't know. We'll see how much topping it makes. It also doesn't specify how to put the topping. Do I make the Jello pudding and the Dream Whip and then mix it together and put it on? Or do I do a layer of pudding and a layer of Dream Whip? So we'll just make it up as we go along. So set the Jello to the side and start by making the pudding, which is 2 cups of cold milk, 1 package of lemon Jello. I've noticed when I'm mixing pudding, it tends to get everywhere, so I'm going to start with the dishcloth shroud so I don't have to clean up as much. which is everywhere. 1 package of Dream Whip. I don't think I've ever used Dream Whip. I usually just do regular whipping cream. This seems quite retro. I wonder, oh yeah, I don't think I would use this again. Sugar, dextrose, palm kernel oil, dried corn syrup. It's just a one-time thing for the sake of experimentation. Okay. 1/2 cup of milk. This one is beat on high for 4 minutes. So I'm gonna get my shroud back out. Okay, before I commit to this, let's see what Dream Whip tastes like. Will you come lend me your opinion? I just mixed up the Dream Whip and I'm trying to decide if I should use it or if I should throw it away and use real whipped cream.
I mean, it's not bad, although I guess I don't know why you wouldn't just use real whipped cream.
Well, because this is an old recipe.
Yeah, but I mean, it's very whipped cream-like. I mean, it's not as far off as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like really weird, but
okay.
It's got a different mouthfeel to it.
Thank you. Okay, I'm lightening up the pudding with some of the Dream Whip. Up to this point, I'm just in best guess territory. For the topping, it says 1 package lemon instant pudding, 2 cups milk, and then a package of Dream Whip topping and a 1/2 cup milk. It doesn't say whether you mix them together or you layer them separately. I decided to mix them together. And here's where I'm really going off script. I'm gonna trifle it. It seems like too much of a textural difference between the two. If you make this and you decide to do it the trifle way, I think I'd recommend setting it in a 9x13 dish. Yesterday I had trouble deciding what size pan to put it in, and I think that would make it more shallow, which would make better bite-sized pieces. Okay, a couple scoops of pudding. I think I do need nuts. I buy my nuts in bulk. I'm a big fan of Winco, and the first thing I do when I come in from the grocery store, turn on the oven, spread them out on a cookie sheet, and toast them. And then I put them in the jars to store them, because I quite often don't leave enough planning time to toast my nuts before I use them. So always toast your nuts, if you use them for baking, first thing when you bring them home, and then they're always ready to go. Okay. Layer number 2. I don't know if I'm gonna fill my trifle bowl up enough for it to be a cute dessert, but it's okay. It's just a casual potluck. Soda Pop is invited, which will be interesting because he is high-strung and full of energy. So that has all the components the recipe called for, but I think it needs some whipping cream on top. So I'm going to pull some out of the fridge, whip some up, cover it, refrigerate it, and then we'll take it to the party. Okay, I'm not going to whip up too much cream. This is just for a fun dollop on top. You know, I was pondering my thoughts on Dream Whip, and like, it was okay. It almost didn't feel like it was there. But the telltale sign on my thoughts about Dream Whip is I didn't lick the spoon when I was done with the bowl. Whereas with normal whipped cream, I would clean up every bit that was left. So yeah, in future, I'm just going to stick with plain old whipping cream. Not shelf-stable packets. That's, yeah, it's not for me, but I understand why it exists. Well, I probably could have used a little more cream, but it's okay. This is less about taste, more about visual variation. It's just to make it cute. I wanted to mention, I said that this is a gathering with our swim group, and I haven't always been a swimmer. I didn't learn to swim until I was in my 50s. And now I can swim a mile, which I'm pretty proud about. And I want to say never, because okay, it took me forever just to put my face under the water in a swimming pool. And now I've signed up to do an open water swim in San Diego, and I might do an open water swim in Lake Chelan, which is the 3rd deepest lake in the United States. And that scares the living crap out of me. So never say never, be brave. We can do things that scare us, and you're never too old.